Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benefactor at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Kate, Felicia, and Corinne with their adventures in Illyria. There's no Nick tonight because he's looking after a family member, and we wish them all very, very well. This is normally where I go into the don't forget you can help or hinder, etc. But I'm not going to go for that. I'm actually going to, first of all, apologize for not streaming on Tuesday, as many of you said on the Discord, and thank you very much. Yes, health does come first, but I'm actually going to kind of explain a little bit why, because if you can't share something like this with your community, who the fuck can you share it with? So at the beginning of the week, I ended up getting these intense headaches that I could pretty much switch on and off depending on whether I was doing something that raised my blood pressure or not. And thanks to my dad being the stroke ambassador for South Wales, something went off in my head and I thought, oh shit, and got hold of a blood pressure machine and checked my blood pressure. And it turns out that I've got, well, from time to time, severe hypertension, and the rest of the time, hypertension. So that's, they call it a silent killer, but don't worry. Everything's good. I did everything I need to in time. And so I'm now actively pushing myself away from being in danger of things like stroke, heart disease, stuff like that. But I thought it would be something that was worth mentioning on the channel because most of the people who will be watching this are gamers. We spend a bit of time on our butt, a little bit of time, and eating snacks and things like that. And I know that we have, like on Kate's channel, they tell her to sort out her posture and hydrate and things, but maybe it's worth every now and again standing up, because the thing that got me about it is that I was I'm relatively healthy. I exercise enough to keep my my lungs in check because I've got asthma and shit. I eat healthily. There's not many reasons why I should have this shit. And one of the things that I've noticed, and some of you guys might know, I'm starting a new job soon, finishing my job this time next week, actually, is that I'll be up on my feet a lot more. I'll be exercising a lot more. I'll have time for those important things. And I spent most of my time either sat for 4 hours a fucking day on the bus or sat at my desk in work. And of course, I would come home and what do? Block myself down in this chair, although I love doing it, with you guys. So there's going to be some changes in my life to be able to do that. But I think that it's worth just putting a bit of awareness out there. It can hit any of us. Yeah, I'm 41 now. But it can hit anybody if they're not careful. So if you start getting weird ass headaches, things like that, then get your blood pressure checked. Yeah, there's lots of places that'll do it. Your GP will do it at the drop of a hat, and look after yourself, because for quite a few years I didn't. I was always putting other people first. So there we go. General, chaotic neutral health advice there of look after yourself, watch shit like salt and all the rest of it in your diet, and we want you around as long as we can keep you. So, Anyway, on to more fun things. As I say, Nick's not going to be here, but we're going to continue with session 86, which we've already named. The boy is named. And so let's rejoin the players as they play the latest episode of The Benefactor. And welcome back after that sober start. We are back with Kate, Corinne, and Felicia in the heart of Atal Zaran, a popular holiday destination in the area. So, yeah, we haven't got farewell, but we had a little bit of a chat. Kate's just going off for grabbing her food.
Pizza.
So we had a little bit of a chat just before we started the stream because Nick, bless him, tried to come, but he said, "Look, there'd just be too much distraction and stuff." And we were like, "Dude, just sort out your family. Everything's cool." So we are going to continue with the night because we do kind of want to go through it, but there's going to be an opportunity to go back and do some Nick stuff based on how we go. But if we get too far, we'll kind of stop and then decide what we want to do. So so we may only do like 2 hours of this session, and then what we might do is like a mini Q&A. I'd like to do a full Q&A with all the characters, but maybe people would like to know a little bit more about Atal Zaran. And maybe we can.
You're gonna make me talk.
And maybe I will put Felicia on the spot to talk.
Tell you about the heart of Jordan.
But well, I think if Felicia can talk at length about anything, it's glory. Let's face it.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at just talking.
So yeah, we'll do that lot, and we'll talk about other projects, maybe other chaotic neutral projects. Because they are.
Oh my god, you guys! Snipes, you're gonna kill Nick.
He's not even here. You're already at it. I love you guys. Keep it up.
The farewell hazing or the Nick hazing has to be said. It's like, come on. I mean,
Your girls gang up on him. So they went to daddy farewell, and now it's like,
oh dear.
Blame chat, not us.
Yeah, I do blame chat. I blame chat wholeheartedly for all of this. But yeah, so actually, whilst Kate is, because we haven't really started properly yet, so whilst Kate is grabbing her food, and
there she is.
There we go.
Well, anyway, carry on.
That's good.
I'm here. I'm listening.
We were talking before about how successful Monday nights has been, and being able to get the rest of the viewers and that involved. We're loving that. We're going to continue obviously with the Benefactor because it's an ongoing saga, and who gets to do an epic saga this long and goes up against, well, I'm trying to remember how much I've told you. An architect.
Something.
Yeah, an architect, and gets to plumb the depths of a mysterious character that seems to have existed throughout time. So, Benefactor's still going to be going. And what we'll try to do is some sort of Q&A catch-up. Maybe that's something to do in a few weeks' time. Maybe after the Glory arc. We'll do one session where everybody's here, and we'll do a
Q&A should be the 2-year anniversary.
2 month thing. Oh, yeah, the 2-year anniversary. We could do that.
October?
It's like next month.
It's next month. Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
We did. We started around October because we had like a week or two, and then we went to Comic-Con.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Wow. My God. Yeah. So yeah, we'll put together a catch-up Q&A.
We need to talk more about it, but yes, plans are in the making, chat.
Cool.
I say hi to Widget. Widget deserves
Widget the cat.
Yes.
Good name for a cat.
Yes.
But I will be wrapping up the Star Wars adventure because that was never supposed to be a campaign. We've got a few bits that we'll still need to go through, but we'll be wrapping that up in the next 3 or 4 months. And then after that, we're going to be doing a bit more of the kind of short shot stuff that we did on that we're doing on Mondays at the moment. And a lot of the stuff that I'm writing, or in some cases rewriting, does involve the players. The viewers as well.
Interactivity to help with the stream element of the stream.
I'm already conspiring with Ed on a couple of things. So there's that, and I may even see if I can press one of these lot to DM for a while, whether it's a one shot or a short shot or whatever, to see what they're interested in doing. So
we have uni.
November 11th, 2018 was the first YouTube video. Yeah, Snipe, don't take when
YouTube.
I upload to YouTube as any form of marker. Every now and again, it's like, oh shit, there's a day left on that. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like
sometimes you just see
1,
like
2,
4
3,
episodes
6, 9
show up
back.
in one. And they're not in the correct order either.
They are not in the right order. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess.
I mean, we can have a look when this specific account was created, because I think it was created just before.
Anybody who clicks on Chaotic Neutral Games in chat. So if we say hi in chat,
you probably find our discussion.
It will say
I can
created
find
October 7th, 2018.
Yeah.
There you go. Pretty. Yeah, not very long away. 1 month away.
Oof.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get started. A small gong, dung dung, dung dung, goes on in the reception room. Everybody immediately stops talking and looks in the direction of the doors to a main hall, which is kind of a family chapel / ritual room. It's used for a number of purposes, mostly ritualistic. The Tezcatlipoca being a rather magical adept family. But it also has, of course, the link with their god, Tiamat. The herald in front says, "My lords, ladies, gentlefolk, nobility, and honored guests alike, the boy is to be named." He gestures to the doors, and 2 large doors, once again with a dragon and tiefling motif, open up. And you can see behind the doors, there's a large vaulted chamber that could take easily 80 people. The congregation's spilling, and you know that there's more than the allotted number of people here to get in, so some of them will be standing in the doors.
We're breaking
you
quarantine.
Notice that Glory and the Tezcatlipoca step forward, and the crowd parts for them as they step to the front. Excellence draws next to Glory and is walking alongside her. Proud, upright, shoulders back, chest out. Very much proud and smiling. You can see that at some point, the boy was brought into the chamber before you all, and he now is sitting at the base of a 30-foot tall, although he's not fully standing upright, black dragon. The dragon's curling around a dais. The child seems completely unfazed, in fact happy, grinning from ear to ear as he stands under this vaulted ceiling. And you notice that at the top, where at the end it has a kind of rotunda with the vaulted seams going up to a single point, that coming from the seams is a neck and a head of one of the chromatic dragons. The ceiling itself is sculpted like a pair of mantling wings, and it looks like Tiamat herself with her 5 terrifying heads is bearing down upon you.
Take me away, Satan!
The crowd comes forward, and you can hear in your head, "Yes, step forward. Step forward in power, in no fear. Step forward with pride and with glory. Step forward with insight." And there's a sudden whoosh as the black dragon dissolves into black smoke, and the black smoke sucks down into a humanoid form, and stepping out of the smoke which wafts away is this beautiful looking... The unlearned would say he looks like a tiefling. And in fact, Felicia's bringing up the art now and putting it onto the chat.
I'm working on it.
I'm looking for
this
too.
beautiful looking, what some people would consider to be tiefling. But on closer inspection, no tiefling has those horns, those eyes, and he feels bigger somehow. He stands about 6'8", so fairly tall, mantling over the boy, smiling with genuine mirth at the crowd before him. You watch as he tips little winks into the crowd, stepping backwards and forwards along the dais, and the crowd are all over hubbub. For many of them, they probably have not seen either Freynier in his dragon form or Freynier at all. Some people, it's their first time being in front of their ruler, or for the ambassadors, the ruler of this section of Skara.
I haven't met him before.
He waits for the susurrus of awe and excitement to dissipate throughout the crowd. And you can see him there. Beautiful courtier finery, but also certain things missing. He is, after all, the Lord here, the King. My family, my honored guests, I welcome you and offer my arms in protection on this most auspicious night. To watch generations of this Tezcacotl family to grow, to live, to achieve, and then to expire.
Well done.
Is my ageless joy and duty. As they serve me and you, the people, to ensure that Atol Zaran stays strong in the face of dragons less cultured. I owe a great debt to these. And he points to the Tezcacotl family that are all at the front. These who have kept faith with me, not obeying me out of the power that I do wield, but obeying me because they believe. They believe in power. They believe in survival. And they believe in doing it together. We protect our seedlings. And he presses his hands on the boy's shoulders. As they grow and understand that the world is not the ideal that others would have you believe. It is not a place where you do not watch your own back, where you blindly trust. We have learned the way to success and survival, even here, Skara, the most powerful and the most dangerous continent in the whole of Illyria. But seeds grow. Our wards, our pacts, our threats to those who would harm the boys, the girls, the children. They must slough off over time, and we, each of us, must step forward and represent Atol Zaran, as did those before us. God damn it, Corinne. I'm not going to look at chat now. It is time for the boy to die and for the man to rise. Are you ready, boy? The boy looks up and says, I'm ready, grandfather. Then, let us begin. I relinquish all bonds, wards, pacts, and protections that we grant upon our children, upon this, the boy. There's a sudden ripple over the boy's body, and suddenly the boy looks nervous for the first time. You can see there's a sudden awareness amongst the Tezcatlipoca. You can see insight. You can see insight holding her pendant, which Felicia knows is a powerful anti-magic artifact. You can see as Furiosity looks around the room, daring anybody to make the first move of cutting this next generation of the Tezcatlicopals off of their head. You shall all have a chance to welcome the boy with his new name. But first, what is that name to be? Terror. At which point he grins from over his from ear to ear. I've been told you're somewhat of a terror. How about mischief? No, that's the name for children. I shall hear from those who know him best, though I know him well. Sometimes, because I've seen his works. At first, I would be remiss not to give the first opinion from my High Priestess Ideal. Come forward, first chosen of Tiamat. What do you know of the boy? Stepping forward, and again, I was about to say Glory. Felicia, if you can give us the link to the ideal picture.
Aye. Got it.
This priestess walks forward. You would not think she's a priestess, because at the moment, other than a slight decal on her dress, stepping forward is a fit, shapely, busty tiefling. Very much in the same Tezcatlipoca genetics, but with it's kind of like a charcoal grey skin she's got, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, the link is right there. I also got a link there to Tumblr page.
Two large horns mantle up into the air, and she shows the same.
Yes, it's a safe for work picture.
Yeah, safe for work picture.
It's up on the stream now, so we're all good.
The same long, thick, muscular tail that you've seen on Glory, weaving behind her. She smiles. First time that many people have seen Ideal smile, and she says, I know of the boy. I know of the boy well, of his energy, boundless, an endless well, which he has had to find many distractions in order to be able to express himself and find the catharsis. He is ready for the world, but the world may not be ready for him, my liege. He shall make his mark upon the world. At which point, Glory, a message appears in your head from Excellence and goes, yes, the mark's likely to be a crater, but apparently he's got to do better than you on that one.
Sorry for my very ugly laugh there, but
I mean, yes, it's a good one.
Thank you, priestess. And he gestures for her to go back into the crowd. She curtsies quite low. You can see that she actually uses her tail to balance and steps back into the crowd. Let's go a little more ecumenical. Insight. Forward. I know of the boy. I have had the pleasure of teaching him, and I've had the pleasure of trying to teach him certain subjects.
Exactly.
When it comes to his grasp of the intellectual, he meets the very high standard that we have amongst the Tezcatlipoca. Even our warriors are scholars in their own right, and the boy has this flair, provided he's interested in it. And the boy kind of looks a little sheepish, but in a kind of mocking way. And there's a couple of people who laugh at the face he pulls. He pulls this kind of, and there's people laughing behind him as he's kind of hazing her, because at which point the Frania, it is ever thus. You are a tireless teacher and scholar. We thank you. Insight, please. We've heard of faith. We've heard of cunning and intellect. And yet, there's something that we must never lose sight of, and that's heart. There's more than simple training and qualification to being one of us. You have to be one of us. Character, gumption. I will hear from Glory of the Tezcatlipoca.
Well, grandfather, it is with pleasure I tell you that the boy has always found new things to interest him, much like my aunt suggested. He takes a great deal to study what he finds and to master it. Boundless energy aside, that is a very admirable trait in one of our own, being able to continue. He also shows a great deal of, well, fuck, English, please.
What was the Swedish
I
word?
was about to say something and then it disappeared. Fuck.
Vad är det för ord för det?
It didn't even disappear into Swedish.
Okay.
It's the worst kind of disappearance. Where I don't remember.
It disappeared in both
at all.
languages. Oh shit.
He can take memories the child discussed.
No.
Thank you for your memories, sister.
Exactly. Yeah, I just abandoned that sentence.
Yeah, just roll through. Roll through as a part of improv is failing forward. You say he has the boundless energy, but tell me of his character. What is he at the heart?
A free spirit, someone who will continue to seek whatever catches his eye.
And there we are, a free spirit. That's it. Why do we get power? Not just to survive. If so, we would be like the beasts. We would be uncultured. We would not be able to raise what we raise, achieve what we achieve. We would not seek to take what we consider to be the line and step over it. A free spirit. Freedom is what power brings us, all of us, if we have it in us to take it. Freedom to step underneath from underneath the shadows of our masters and become masters in our own right. not masters of others, not masters of disciplines, but masters over our own lives. So, what is it then, boy, that will keep you on the path? Is it excellence? No, he's over there. Will you seek glory? Well, you can see her. No. There is one thing, and he puts his hands on the boy's shoulders. There is one thing that will keep you being able to master time itself, the way I have been able to traverse the centuries. And that is to never lose your awe, your fascination. This world is endless. Don't be small. You're small now, but don't be small. At any height, you can be a giant. At any station in life, you can choose to be more. If you step forward and take it, you can live a small life. The trappings of a neighborhood, a street, a workshop. Or you can go out there and seek what others could not even dream could potentially be out there. And for that, my son, you need curiosity. Everybody looks up and he stands. Behold, all ye, foreign and domestic. Go back to your lords, to your families, to my people and others, and behold the curiosity of Freynia. He reaches above the boy's head and with one fingernail cuts the palm of his hand, takes the boy's head, and blood, dragon's blood, drips slowly down the palm, and a single drop anoints the child on the head. Do you have anything to say, boy? He steps back. You watch out, even as he brings his hand down, you can see the hand healing. Do you have anything to say, boy? The figure in front of Freynia stands up and says, "There is no boy, grandfather. My name is Curiosity. Curiosity Tez Kokotl, and it is my honor to meet you all." He bows, and with a flourish, magical energy shoots up the pillars of this vaulted chamber, and you can see that all the eyes of the 5 heads of Tiamat start to glow in the colors of the head. So the red one, red eyes, the white one, bright white orbs, and you can hear a number of people say, "The Queen be praised," and that gets repeated round. The Queen be praised. The Queen be praised, and everybody no longer remembers the boy's previous name.
That includes you two.
The name Chiron is no longer canon. It's gone. He is only in all of your memories. Every time that he's been mentioned, the word has been replaced with curiosity.
He stole my name. I picked it first.
Excuse you, I picked that name out 1.5 years ago.
Yep, I've got it. We've got it all down. This is written as much by Felicia as it is by me.
Obviously, I haven't read any of this, so I was like, "Oh yeah, Eclipse, Curiosity would be the thing." So, yes,
You don't know how pissed I was while you were talking.
When you said, "Oh, mine would be curiosity," I looked at Felicia and then went, nope, don't look back. So, yeah, Felicia could have killed you afterwards in the Discord. He steps down, bows in front of his mother, and Curiosity gives, even though she's not wearing a dress, she's wearing kind of like like ambassador trews with like a braid down the side and all the rest of it. She gives him a kind of an awkward curtsy. And gives him a smile, and those at the front can see a wink. He stands up and starts walking into the crowd, introducing himself formally to everybody in the crowd. You can see that anybody who's paying attention to Frania is as he continues the spell, which has erased all of the previous name from your lips. And with that, Curiosity has an increased resistance to spells for a short period of time. Glory's has worn off, but they can't give because they don't know no one knows his old name anymore. Long distance spells and curses are more difficult. So there we go. The boy seems to be throwing himself into it. He does get bored around about 20 or 30 people in, and instead of doing the formal thing, he just kind of shakes hand and goes, Curiosity. Yes, Curiosity.
Does he get to us at some point?
Yeah, if you want him to. I mean, this is post-storytelling.
Yeah.
So, he does, because you're at the front, because you'll be just behind Glory as part of a retinue. He would come up to Glory first, obviously, and go, Sister, thank you very much for your input to my name.
I thought you would like it.
I believe it will fit. And you can see that he's dropped some of the childish tone, kind of suddenly going, oh, fuck, here we go. All the etiquette lessons better kick in now. I'm not a boy. I can't get away with this shit anymore. And he says, well, would you like to introduce me to the fine people behind you?
Of course. Eclipse of the Moon and Cora Yosnal. This is my brother, Curiosity Tezcacotl.
A pleasure, madam. And
you know, she will whisper this because she doesn't think that like everybody will appreciate hearing it. But it's like we were talking about what, like, if we had tiefling virgin names, what they would be.
Not now, Eclipse, please. Please.
It might be funny. It's funny.
It was insensitive the first time.
Everybody has tieflings have virgin names. Every tiefling has virgin names.
He turns to you and says, maybe later.
Hurry up. You have a lot of people to go through.
Indeed. So, Cora, I look forward to getting to know a little more about the Feywild. I think it should be, as Grandfather says, one of the places I should dare to visit.
Yeah. Spread your legs. Go explore. Be curious.
Already there. Father Barebones. He snaps to his feet to attention and says, in the glory of the Raven Queen, I salute you. Thank you for your attendance.
Be careful praising good gods.
And then marches into the crowd. Excellence turns to you, Glory. Well, Grandfather was on fine form.
Same as me.
We know you're a curious one too, Eclipse. We do know that.
Well, he's just tiny. Except for the explosions, he's just a tiny me.
So
no,
there's...
I would say he's more of a tiny your sister.
that too.
He has
but-
better form. He knows when to talk.
So he's just a tiny me. If I had like rigorous, almost not great for children etiquette lessons, then I would be like that.
Eclipse, I don't think even etiquette lessons would tame you.
I mean, it tamed him and it tamed you. So
Excellent, says. I wonder who the Curiosity's rival will be. I dare say that if exploration is going to be his purpose in life, the game for him is going to be slightly different, less deadly. I should imagine for him, it'll be about going to the most extreme places. He won't have to worry about his rival, only about the terrains that he visits. He'll have to one-up them, of course, but...
That seems exhausting.
I don't know, I kind of like the idea. Kind of jealous.
No, I mean the rivalry thing in general seems exhausting.
It compels you.
It makes sure you're on the right track.
I mean, if you didn't try to kill us constantly, you seem like a cool guy to hang out with.
I'm sorry, you were collateral. I was only testing my dear cousin here. Well done with the Arenias, by the way. As I say,
Yes.
grandfather was talking about that damnable sword for a long time. I'll have to find
You're
something
you're
a little
very
more...
welcome.
I think we'll have to think of something a little different, a little more interesting.
So I can steal more weapons.
But he does turn around to you and say, but I still need that conversation, Glory.
If you promise to not kill us.
Why would I kill you?
Especially
Because that's
today.
your whole
That's
shtick.
just bad form, Eclipse. I
Good
told
Lord,
you
Marie.
this.
Do you know nothing about us, Ms. Of the Moon? Is that how we? Is that the syntax?
Off the
I'm
moon is
sure.
not my last name, but sure.
Well, in that case, Miss Eclipse, do you know nothing about us? I seek to test dear Glory as she has been testing me. You know, she sent me a lovely construct. Was it 2 years ago now? It was a little more than that.
Yes, that one was pretty fun to work on.
Yeah, automatically
better.
counted many of my spells, but I persevere. I survive.
I heard you created one recently.
No, useless. Would not do you the insult of sending it your way, my dear.
That's good.
No,
Okay.
I shall carry on with my current avenue of mastery, and I'll.
You don't want to join us helping us defeat an ancient evil?
He looks at Glory, looks back. Now that would be becoming of a rival, wouldn't it?
It
coming
would.
in to assist a rival, and I'd be stealing your glory.
Exactly. That's
Exactly.
also bad form, Eclipse.
Incredibly bad form. We would never do it. Not ever.
This is
Never.
exhausting. I hate this.
Anyway,
I pull in her
midnight,
tail.
my room. You wanted that conversation. One guard each. The usual.
The usual. How about the lilac chamber? Revenant's going to use it later to be a boring old man with other boring old men, but for now it should serve our purposes fine. I know that he's had it checked from top to down.
Yes, I suppose he wouldn't leave anything interesting in there if he's gonna invite his friends.
Good God, no. You know how those lot are.
Yeah.
No, fastidious to a fault, but it means at least we can trust it. Choose your guard and let's go. He kind of pretends to cough and says, Laura, stay here. And you can see the succubus go. And
I
then
assume you're gonna pick Cora and not
And-
the chatty the chatty cat.
I was gonna pick Farewell, but
Well, you can pick Farewell.
You can pick farewell unless something
yeah.
goes majorly wrong, but I'm sure Simon can deal with
Yeah,
it.
it
if
was
I-
more because I think that interaction would be funnier. But oh
Yeah.
well, I'll pick Cora.
okay. So you go to the lilac room. The lilac room
Poor Gwen.
is well known because it has in the center of it. It's not lilac as you would expect. It has in the middle of it a magical field with a lilac bush that's trapped in time. It's a very beautiful thing. There's little motes of light that go up and down around the lilac, and the smell is always fresh, like it's like the coming from this thing, like it's coming first thing at morning or last thing at night. The yeah, Team FC, you got to be careful. Curiosity was famous for one thing. You walk in there and you can see. Excellent says, "I don't think they can see you. I think that was just. I think that was just the good father. But I think you should project your image into the room for honesty's sake." At which point, standing behind him is an 8-foot cambion with huge, impressive wings. He grins at you with sharpened, shark-like teeth, and you can hear in your head, "Charmed."
Well, better than the last thing you dragged home.
Well, he has certain talents, as does the other one. I find them useful general protection. We don't really need any protection here, but we will keep to etiquette, a guard each, ourselves.
Of course.
Let's sit. Your choice of chair, of course. I chose the venue.
Mm-hmm.
You watch as Glory takes the seat, and then immediately across from her, putting his arm on the back of a chaise longue, Excellent says, "My God, Glory, what have you got yourself into?"
What does it look like?
"You've flicked some primal being on the bloody Nads girl."
Yes? He was messing with this city I was in. What else was I gonna do? And besides, they messed with my memories. That doesn't go unpunished.
Well, that was
Close enough. Took me like a week to get them back.
Oh, what are you gonna say, Kate?
I just want to check if I am within or without earshot of this.
You're
You're
next
sat
to me.
there, yeah.
I realize I'm in the room to protect. I just wanted to know whether or not I'm hearing this conversation
Yes,
because it feels like a
the
private
entire
conversation.
thing.
Yeah, he would have got you to sit next to Glory. He would have been polite about it. He would have said,
That's fair enough.
sit
I
quiet."
am protection.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just want to know whether I'm reacting to this. Cool.
Yes, useful.
Yeah, you are reacting. That's why I wanted to bring one of you.
I mean, sure, he went after the city. You could have played behind the scenes, not run into the fray like some gung-ho hero. You know what happens to heroes.
Heroes die horribly and miserably in a cave somewhere.
Exactly. And you're better than that. Well, thankfully, thanks to my field of study, there is, well, I was able to pick something up about him.
Oh?
He's
And
not
you're
demonic.
feeling inclined to share?
Of course. Why else would I bring you here? The banding of words and talking in circles is for out there. He's not demonic, but he's become demonic. Don't know how that works.
We already figured that part out. From what we've
but
noticed, he was
mote
made
of
by the
Celestia.
gods.
Yes, he has the mote of Celestia. He, as you say, he was made by the gods. And then he went demon. This is a fundamental part of material existence. The whole fabric of reality. We're getting to that stage. You remember that lecture that Insight gave? Push the applications, but don't break.
The circle.
Exactly.
Or the cycle in this case.
Yes.
Well, that's what he's trying to do.
Yes, but the problem is that his song has been sung throughout the eons. People just didn't know what it was. Something that big. When it screams throughout all of its creations, including this one. Now, we've changed this reality a lot. Through magic, through interventions of the various gods. We've changed what it recognizes. I believe he's taken on the
He's
moniker
been
of...
using a he pronoun so far.
I
Who knows
think-
if he actually understands what it means?
I'm sure it just made sense to him. It was the first thing that he picked out of reality. But when he sings, when he calls it out, it resonates through everything that he has touched, everything that he's created. It speaks to him. It listens more exactly. It listens to him. We're talking about the prime material plane as a whole, Glory.
We are.
If he is allowed back, he will twist this within the blink of an eye. Everything that you know, he will twist it into a different shape like that.
Which is why we're working towards stopping that.
Yes. The group of you, as you are. No offense, Socorro. I've seen the powers that you have deployed whilst fighting alongside my dear cousin here. Most impressive, most impressive. Certainly higher than many people would be able to do, and considering your background. You've come from so low to so high. And yet, looking after your own people, something that we can respect.
Indeed.
But even though you have certain people around you that you can trust, it's not going to be enough. It is unbecoming of a rival to aid their rival. But this is bigger, and I have consulted grandfather, Aunt Ideal, and the others, to make sure that this is appropriate. When it comes to the architect, as he names himself, I will find his real name. That's one of the many things I shall be deploying. When it comes to the architect, our rivalry is null and void.
My, oh my, and they agreed to that?
Yes. They listen to sense, and I am not, if anything, one for the details.
Very true.
Insight check.
So, I shall start researching the being. I shall carry on sending your training, as I will hope that you will get off your arse and send me something worthy of my intellect and prowess. When
Just
you
send the
have
clips
time
off
to
to him.
work on that.
I think I have something in mind. It
Good,
would take a little bit to settle up, but I can do that.
good. I would hate to think that this is a one-man show.
Of course not. But you have to agree, I'm doing it in style.
Oh my god. There's a wild magic burst in the dining room.
I will
Yeah.
get the book.
That's Nightbot's fault. Nightbot reminded them.
Yeah, we blame Nightbot for that.
Yes,
Here I am.
I was literally
just
looking
having
and going-
a civil discussion with the
Yeah.
guy who tried to kill us a few times.
He's only
Well,
tried
not a
once,
few
to be
times, them
fair.
one time.
Yeah.
Once us, and then there was like the one that was in a downtime, which was
Yeah,
very
that just came
uneventful.
off the
Oh.
glory. It's fine.
But that was like in the memory blimp, so we didn't actually do it. It was like, oh, that happened. Oh, okay.
Okay, Snipe, please type in !D100. Because these days, we can get the viewers to roll the damn thing themselves.
Is it me, or is it for where is it being? Is it in the dining room?
Well, it does say Eclipse looks like she's getting bored.
54.
I
Oh,
will
God.
send that on myself.
Yeah, I need to do a few rolls. So,
A few. Nah.
3.
Oh god, what is this one?
Oh no, that one didn't go through because I did it too fast. And another 3.
Yes, it's Eclipse who's the target.
4,
Is
Very
it?
good.
5.
Okay.
And Ben. And a 6. Ooh, nice.
A 3, a 3, and a 6.
And I know that Corinne's not looking it up because I've got the book. 5.
Sheesh.
Here we go. Last one. 2, 3.
You're not even gonna allow
5.
her to read it. That's great, Simon. Keep
Okay.
doing that.
So that is 6, and 6 is 12, plus 5 is 17, plus that is 19. Nice. Nice.
Hmm.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. We
Something
will
happened.
find
Yeah,
out.
we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll just walk over a brand new rug and be like, "This looks just like Eclipse. It's amazing."
I am whispering to Snipe what he's just done to her.
If
I
it is
don't think
damage,
it's
Jordan,
damage.
If it is damage.
Yeah, because it's not 8 to d6 like it would be if it was like a fireball centered on myself, which can happen, by the way, with wild magic.
Yeah, wild magic is great.
'Tis wild.
I don't
Okay.
think I've aged because it's way too much dice for that.
Okay.
Yeah, walk out and suddenly we have a really old Eclipse. Looks like Hope got to her while we were away. Might have needed to rethink that decision. Oh well.
So, excellent, sir. I will try to find his name, or at least what we can use to locate, to scry on him. I'm going to be careful, though, because I think scrying on him would end up putting energy through into
him.
the void, which he may be able to reshape and use.
You should talk to Renata.
I don't want to introduce those two.
No.
I may also see if I can put together some form of champion, some sort of, I don't know, demon or a creation of my own to see if I can match his. A lofty goal, but I
suppose you have some inspiration for your next project from this all.
Certainly his genius, the adaptation, making creatures that are able to adapt to the threats that are upon them.
Yes.
Has a certain panache, I would say. But I would like to maybe make my own mark rather than try to simply replicate his.
Oh, of course. Wouldn't expect anything other than that from you.
I would like your notes on a particular creature, if I may. The Geminax.
Mm-hmm. Now that
I'm
one
told
looked
that they cause the
particularly
most
annoying.
problems. Yes.
I have first-hand experience. You hear from the other room.
If you could send me your notes upon that, I will get to work straight away to see what I can do to disrupt their abilities. Or maybe twist them in such a way.
Twist them even more, that way they can't use it the same way. I suppose that could be an idea.
Well, at the moment they share everything. Maybe there's a way of just corrupting that bond and killing them both.
Indeed.
We'll see. We'll see what we can do. So,
Oh, that would be something.
This would go mad.
I know that
You
grandfather.
mean she isn't
has
already mad,
designs.
Crane?
I know the grandfather has designs on this being. He expects you to defeat him, but he expects also to learn from him.
Yes.
And I'm
He
not sure
wanted
how
me to
wise
fight
that
him
is.
when they invaded. I was unsure if that was wise at the time, but I suppose he'd know we would get out of it.
There's something else, Glory. As I say, when this creature speaks, it resonates throughout reality. Thankfully, most people are incapable of detecting his bargains, his pleas, his threats. But as we got closer to the emergence of this being, certain powerful entities that you, Sakura, would call evil, started to make preparations. Some simply started gathering followers, signs of their fealty and loyalty to him, so that they could bend the knee. Others started looking at ways of simply surviving, maybe making deals, allying with the being, maybe stepping into a demiplane whilst he rips this place apart and rebuilds it, and then emerge in his new whatever he intends to make of it all. I believe that some of these beings affected those around you. Keep an eye on it.
Yes.
I believe that you were brought together very auspiciously, to my mind.
Oh, really now?
Yes. A great many of you have been touched somehow by those who wish to court this architect. The canal boy. He's not here. I sent invitation.
Yeah. He left after the festival of Sashara. Blah, blah, blah. Svenska funkar inte. What was the Valentine's thing?
It was
Just say the last time we were here.
No, it was the what's the goddess of the moon, Simon? Not Elune.
Because you guys have just went shoot. I'm getting a
Starts with S.
Sahani.
Sahani, thank you.
Sahani, yes.
Savashra is the festival, I think.
I don't know.
Left after Savastra because of family matters.
Yes,
An
yes.
understandable.
He's reforming the ranks. Don't you get it? He's one of the families that were hit by one of these factions.
I know. Or at least we suspected as much. He never liked talking about it, but it's obvious to those of us who.
Well, he's doing something about it at least.
Yeah.
He's cutting a bloody swathe through those things.
Oh, yes.
Finding answers. I would suggest that your other friends do the same. Last thing you want is some faction working this side of the rift to bring the architect back through. Either way, the good news is they won't be able to do that unless they are in Ostigald itself. Apparently, when you repaired whatever rift, I've managed to get as much as I can from the Ostigald University. It somehow anchored his entry point to the city. So as long as you're able to protect the city from these invading people, elements, factions, you should be fine. But it does rather mean, sister, you're somewhat set there. I'm afraid it's the cosmopolitan life for you.
Yeah, I know. Well, at least I know where to have fun inside the city. And besides, once this is all done, imagine the glory I'll bring home.
Would you ever be able to come home is the question. This creature could outlast you, me, even grandfather. This is something now that you're holding back the dam, Glory. And the best thing we can do is just hope to fulfill that duty throughout our lifetime. Unless you were to take down the being itself, but I doubt anybody could do that.
Well, if anyone is going to do that, then it has to be a Tezcatlipoca, don't it?
That kind of thinking, I'm sure, makes Grandfather very pleased. And yes, I shall be doing my part to that end. If there is a way of taking him down, you can be damned sure you're not going to take all of the glory.
See, he was gonna help us.
You're not here. You have no
No,
idea
I
about
know,
anything. And chat, just know that this is almost worse for Corinne to be not involved than it is for Eclipse to be left out.
It's equally bad.
Eclipse and Corinne are one and the same in a lot of different ways.
A lot of them. I will look forward to your help, brother.
Anyway, the business is done. I would much rather just be furthering my abilities whilst testing yours, but we must do what we must do. Duty and all that. Also, Grandfather seems to have believed that it is now both of our errands. Apparently, he says that if you are entwined, then so should the rival. I'm currently residing in the city of Dis.
Shit.
You'll find out where I am anyway, so I may as well tell you. I thought a suitable place where I am well protected. I wouldn't recommend you lot coming. You don't have the demeanor to fit in. Now, maybe yourself, but maybe not your friends.
No, I wouldn't.
And besides, I've pretty much told everyone there that if they are able to kill you on sight, that I will pay a great fee towards them. So,
of course.
However, you may send messages to me there. If you do need to speak to me in person, I shall travel to you. The city of Dis is mine. I've taken a long time making sure that it has become so.
Just as well, since you cannot enter Ostergold.
Can I not now?
Since when?
Am I banned, gassed, banished? Will the Duke have my head?
Well, try and you'll see. I have a few things in place just as you would.
Now that is just taunting. Very well. The businesses of the day has been done. Let's relax, celebrate our dear cousin's new name, and come the rise of the dawn tomorrow, game on.
Game on.
He stands up, gestures, and the cambion disappears. He's not exactly decoration, is he?
No.
I'm sorry, this must all be very alien to you, Sakura.
It's kind of fascinating.
It is, isn't it?
I've seen a lot of alien-like stuff. So this is just one extra bowstring.
I dare say, with your new position, well, you're not in Freetown anymore.
Not right now.
No. And believe me, you're not alone in sometimes wondering whether you would be better back in amongst friends and kin, playing on the lawn, dodging flying snakes and so on. It always was a good game. But the boy is dead.
The boy is dead.
And excellence remains.
Indeed.
Ladies. And this attractive, dashing, debonair, intelligent asshole.
Yep. That is exactly what he is. I love him to bits.
Eclipse thinks he's a pretty cool guy, except for the part where he tried to kill them.
And Corinne thinks he's hot.
Yes, I think he's hot. He's very hot.
He's a Tezcatlipoca. They have standards.
They have
Sense of
standards.
style.
They are the standard.
So you wait around for a second. You don't seem to feel that there's anything bad or waiting for you, and you feel that maybe you can trust him to withstand the etiquette of the day. And
Respect the occasion.
and outside you can hear once again, dun 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 dun. Nobles, honored guests, dinner shall be served presently. Please take your time, but take your place. And you can hear as a second set of very large doors crack open, and spilling out from inside is this beautiful warm light and this wonderful music. And you can see that this almost football field long hall has row upon row upon row of tables. Your servant walks up to you, Gloria, and says, "You'll be seated with the family at the head of the hall, of course, able to speak to the great Frenia himself. But the others have been seated, as we've said, a little beyond halfway on the hall. A great honor."
Good. You may show them where their places are. And at that point, Glory will turn to Eclipse and just be like, Eclipse? Wait, Eclipse? Simon, what has happened to Eclipse?
I'm still
Eclipse,
there.
you feel fine. One of the servants comes up and goes, "Miss Eclipse, the Glory of Frenia is in this direction, and her meeting has finished. If you would like to rejoin her."
Scramble over there. Instead of being attached to no, I want while they've been away, is Hope in the room?
Farewell is there, remember, and he would have been keeping a very close eye on you, Eclipse. I do not
not
think...
in my stealth away.
Up to you if you want to end up in an oubliette again, to be honest. Like, you do what you want. You do you. You do you.
I've had that cat, by the way, with zoomies for 19 days.
He does have very good perception, and he's not here to roll, but we could probably roll for him just in case.
Yes, Hope is there.
Of course she's there.
So, do you want to approach Hope?
I glare at her for a bit. Just kind of.
You're being a cat.
She raises a very delicate flute of champagne to you, and drinks.
Okay, if she makes eye contact, I will approach.
Uh-oh.
Eclipse of the moon.
I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. We are a very different society, and please understand, I had no choice.
Sure.
So, you seem to have quite a lot on your plate at the moment. Glory tells me you have an island, a business.
Yes, the island we got from following the Heart of Jordan. There was there was this woman this tabaxi that had been like this vengeance spirit, and then there was this guy that had been transformed into this weird aboleth that Glory sent to your mom. No, your mom is the other one. Your aunt.
Yes. Insight was very pleased to receive her own aboleth. Certainly, that's her donation, and Glory's, of course, donation will withstand the test of time, I'm sure. It's the only preserved aboleth that we have. You've found yourself very capable. I'm very pleased. Glory means a lot to me. And the fact that you are so capable and keeping her safe It means that it's one less thing that I have to think about and worry about. I will worry about her all the same. She's my best friend and always will be. But yes, I'm glad that you're continuing your success. Ostergeld is a suitable place for Glory. As much as she seems capable here, and she is very capable, I do worry that she's always been, I don't know, better than this place. Maybe a little different. Don't get me wrong, she'll play us all for fools, succeed where we all failed. I just always felt that there was something better for her, you know?
I mean, don't put her on a pedestal too much. She's a person just like everybody else.
But she's my person.
Yes. But if you put people on a pedestal, it's not going to end well when they disappoint you.
You really don't know much about that family, do you? She gives you a smile, and a genuine one as well, and says, "To your good health, eclipse of the moon." Drinks and steps away.
I got sisters too. It's fine. They're Ruse people.
Yep. So Hope apparently doesn't bear a grudge.
I don't trust. Do not trust.
Do not trust. Do not want.
Hope might not bear a grudge, but this cat does.
This cat grudges all day long.
But I didn't get to say about my sister because she's been in Hope's house this entire time.
That is true.
Yeah, so she's like, if you have done anything to my sister.
Oh, please. It's not our way. And, even after she's saluted your health, she's a little disappointed at the end. Goes, it's not our way. And
It's
steps away.
definitely your way. What the fuck are you talking about? I go off grumpily.
You almost did it so well.
It was great, wasn't it? It was like a roller coaster. It was like, hey, she's resolving it. She's resolving it. And ding, 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 ding.
I'm assuming that also happened while we were completely in a meeting.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I'm
All
fully
that happened
expecting
while
to.
we were away.
I'm fully expecting to walk out and not see eclipse anywhere.
We will be doing that in just a moment, T, because we're going to be taking a break in just a short bit. So, in fact, it's probably a good time to do so now. So, as you are all called towards the meal, we are going to take a short 10-minute break, largely for me to take antihistamines. Oh, my God. Sorry, I've been sniffing a bit. And we will come back for more awkwardness and etiquette.
Depending on, because we're kind of getting to a point where I think
Let's talk about it.
We will talk
right?
about it in the break, and we'll let people know afterwards if anything is going to be different.
There's a possibility we might just end short, and we might do something. We'll probably do something with you guys still, we'll. I've got a kind of save point here. We can do just what the girls are doing during the meal, and then when next session we can do Nick's part of the meal. As we
said, we'll talk about it during break, and we'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how long that discussion goes on.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you all soon.
And welcome back, everybody. So we've come to a decision that we're going to reorder some of the bits I've got in my notes. So we're going to set the scene for Korra and Eclipse, but then we're going to probably spend most of the time doing Glory's section of the formal dinner, which is the next section of this festivity. And we'll set, as I say, we'll set the scene for Corinne and Kate, but we won't go too far into it, so that when Nick comes back, he can be part of all that as well, because they're kind of all seated roughly together. The doors open, and out spills warm light, wonderful smells, and this beautiful music. You can see that up in the gallery, there are a number of bards who are spinning this wonderful tune. You can see that Muse and Smoke is up there. And although they're not playing yet, they're sat behind the minstrels, talking, tuning their instruments. And there's a sudden gasp as this huge spread, these long tables that go down, as I say, near football field length of a hall. Other guests are spilling in from a separate door, people who weren't allowed to come to the ritual, but are allowed to come for the main festivities. You do notice that there are equivalents of the Courtesans Guild that are walking in as well. Professional hostesses that will make sure that that the festivities go a certain way. You step into the dining room, and you can see that the servant that's been assigned to Glory comes up and goes, if the Glory would like to head to the front table, you're facing the head table. So head table, front table, remember. Right, Sakura, Eclipse of the Moon, Father Barebones, you're up here on the left, just past the middle of the hall. You see where that Garistro head is. You're just underneath that. And you can see this big demonic skull with these huge ram-like horns. At which point, farewell goes, that's the Garistro. And you head towards your seats. You can see that there's little nameplates, beautiful, actually brass nameplates with your name on. And you stop, take your seats, and other dignitaries start to spill around you. Immediately, a gaunt-looking older woman in a very lavish dress says, "Father Barebones," and shakes his hand vigorously, and he's kind of a little shell-shocked. And it seems to be that she's trying to start up a form of conversation with him. In front of you, Korra, there is an elven woman who is wearing ivory kind of gown. And you have a feeling it's got kind of like an arcane robe style to it all. And she says, "Miss Amelia Seven, I'm of the White Dragon Flight."
Sir Cora Yasanal of the Ostergold and Summer Court.
A knight twice over, no less. How fascinating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does one become a knight of the Land of Dreams?
Probably not the way I did. I don't think. Yeah, definitely. Most people don't do it the way I did, so I couldn't really tell you. It's a secret. Yeah.
Very well. No, I'm a mage, nobility, but kind of apprenticed still. until I can get my mark of perfection. I'm a shield maiden. And she does a little flicker with her fingers, and you can see a little shimmer in the air as a shield, just very magically, a tiny little shield, about that big, suddenly appears in the air and disappears. So,
Cool.
are you? Which dragon are you aligned with?
No.
I'm more aligned with the glory of Frenya than of a dragon per se.
Oh, I see. You're with her. Are you?
Yes.
Yes.
At that point, I'm going to freeze that conversation there. Eclipse, in front of you is a strange little gnome. Grey-skinned, large nose, nose taking up a good portion of his face.
Oh, it's a big gnome.
He has
Is it Gaston?
He has hair coming out of his nose and out of his ears, and then tufty in every direction from his head. And he does keep trying to kind of smooth the hair down, but it just seems to just kind of just come back of its own accord. And the gnome turns around to you and goes, "Brandwise."
Eclipse of the moon.
Yes, you are. You most certainly are. Glory said that you and I should sit opposite each other. Can you think of anything more strange? I think we are somewhat chalk and cheese. Wouldn't you say so?
Sure. Who are you?
Brandwise.
How do you know Glory?
I don't. She just thought it was a good idea.
Okay.
Brandwise. Professor.
Hi, Professor. Please don't put me in prison.
Why would I do that? Is that what happens where you come from?
Yeah, it happens here.
Happens here?
Yeah, if you say something wrong, they put you in prison.
Oh, heavens. Better not say anything wrong then.
Yeah, they put you in prison or enslave you or something.
Well, it sounds like they've got their ducks in a row, doesn't it? Well, we'll make sure we don't say anything wrong then.
So why are you here?
I'm a scholar of some renown, don't you know? I work with remotely, of course. I work remotely with Insight and her lot. I've worked with the lovely Glory when she was a little bit younger. I did history of artifacts and other magical items. And
have you heard about the Hunt Jonathan?
Oh yes, fascinating subject, isn't it? Such a fascinating subject. Yes, I would say that the fact that no arcanist in nearly a half a millennia has been able to even find the obfuscation ward that holds the vault is poppycock. I would say that they're a bunch of lackadaisical halfwits. Yes. Oh, was that the wrong thing to say? Am I going to be locked up now? I say, calling people halfwits, is that a crime here? No. Oh, safe so far. Okay.
Yes.
Good stuff. Yes, she thought I should sit next to you. Hey, a sprightly young thing. Sure wants to dance and travel and whatnot. That's what you people do, isn't it?
Not me. These people, the ones with the slavery and type.
Oh, they like to travel.
Yeah,
they like to travel, do they? Oh
no, I like to travel. Yes,
you like to travel.
Yes, I thought you said like dancing and child abuse. It's these people. I like traveling.
I didn't even mention child abuse. Are you quite all right?
No.
You seem to
no. This is incredibly stressful.
You seem to be under the influence of something, maybe. I have a curative here. Do you need one? He slips out a little vial and says, "Here, it's of the second circle restoration. Take it quickly, or whatever's affecting your head, your brain. It seems to be addling your mind, and I should know. I'm old and quite insane. But yes. So yes, like I said, a strange matchup. I hope we don't have to dance. I don't think I can even reach your belt. They put a seat on the seat. Have you seen? It's a rather useful thing. It means that it's a proper chair. Somebody once tried to put me in a high chair for children, like toddlers. It was most demeaning. I used it and vomited everywhere. It was fantastic. But it was, it's not supposed to be, that's bad for people my height. You see, that's, So, Heart of Jordan, yes, amazing thing. Many people have sought for it, but it's said that it's the journey, and not the destination. Of course, it's bollocks, really, isn't it? You just want to get there and find the answer.
Well,
and again, that's why I say that I say with the right oraculum, a decent divination expert should be able to find it.
I mean, we tried. It didn't really work because there's.
Oh, are you a hobbyist?
I am. You would say the hobbyist for finding this thing.
Oh, the definitive hobbyist. Oh, I see. You must be very proud of yourself. Ha ha. Well,
I have found 2 canopic jars so far.
Canopic jars, yes, they were used for the storage of organs. You see.
Yes, and I pulled them out.
Those are fascinating. So fascinating. They did, and you found these whilst you were doing your hobby. Yes. That's
yes. These
that's fantastic.
You need 7, because 7 that listens. You need 7 canopic jars to open the path to open the path for obfuscation. So this is envy and this is pride.
He looks at you and suddenly goes a little. You, madam, you are not a hobbyist. Why have you sought me out, young one?
Me? I haven't sought you out.
No, enough of your games, Tabaxi. Clearly you've paid the glory to be here today and to be sat in front of me.
No, she's my friend.
Really now?
Yes.
Well,
I called her an idiot on several occasions. You can't get away with that.
No
Johnny,
wonder
you're an idiot.
No wonder you get arrested on a regular basis.
We are at the dinner table. Maybe put those jars away. They're full of dead things. Okay.
They're cool.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted. My friend is talking and got jars on the table.
Oh, that's quite okay. I'm finding it quite fascinating, actually.
I'm sorry, it's very distracting. So
she's my friend.
Yeah.
I do not know who you are.
Please, we'll introduce. Please just stop shouting out the glorious idiot, or you'll end up in the oubliette again.
And you said that the Heart of Juradan is achievable by getting those canopic jars.
Yes.
How very fascinating.
No, I think you have to be the person that goes down spelunking in the places where they are. I think you need to do all the steps, not just get all the jars and be like, I have all the jars. I didn't do any work. Gonna go through the obfuscation thing.
Put the jars away, Eclipse.
But they're cool. Fine.
Yep. But people, you're making it look like people stealing the jars is going to give them the thing. That's just what I was trying to go.
How wonderful. Do you realize that that's been sought after, the heart, for so long? Juradan, was able to conquer half of the old empire by whatever it was, maybe the heart itself or whatever the heart now possesses. To do so would raise your standing quite.
Oh, I don't care about my standing. I just want to find it.
Well, have you considered maybe asking for sponsorship?
No.
You see,
Why?
well, the white dragonflight would be
Oh,
very
no more evil dragons, please. No more evil dragons.
evil. Who told you we were evil?
Literally everything you do.
She's very, very. She got bumped on the head a lot, so.
there's a exchange of looks between Amelia and Cora, and she says, "Very well. My apologies, Professor Brandwise. You were talking to the Tabaxi. So yes, Miss Cora." And Brandwise goes, "Well, yes. Well, are you honestly telling me that you have not sought me out, me, an eminent scholar of arcane artifacts?"
I have no idea who you are. No.
Okay, I'll try not to be insulted. You probably just aren't educated. But yes, I'm the Underdark's eminent scholar of artifacts.
Oh yes, you're from Underdark. I immediately go into Undercommon, which I actually speak.
You speak like a gutter rat, but the syntax is impressive. You would find that kind of language in the slums of the Drow cities. I should not have been to enough of them.
I just took it as an elective in school because it was cool.
He looks at you with somewhat of pity and confusion and goes, "Indeed. So you're on the path. You are seeking. You realize this artifact corrupted him.
Yes.
You're going to go to the heart of that corruption. Many of your kind died to create an obfuscation that through centuries the most eminent scholars, as I say, Lackwitz for
But they also left a path to find it.
Yes, I wonder why.
Well, there are my people, and they know that with enough time, it would be prudent to find it again and put it back where it belongs in the temple.
Oh, I see. You want to place it amongst the Narukan temple. I've been there myself. In some cases, it's exactly the right place for the various artifacts. In other cases, there are a lot of missed opportunities in the temple.
I think all of them belong there. Unless there is some reason for them to not be there, but then they would suddenly not be there anymore.
We may have faith.
Hmm.
I'm afraid Irathis does not spend a great amount of time in the Underdark. Ayun pierces the veil for those who find her, at which point he taps at his neck, and you can see the eye of Ayun.
Oh, can you wear that? Are they not going to execute you for wearing that?
No, religious freedom is fully acceptable here, as long as you don't work against the forces of Tiamat, who are the governance around here.
Yes, and no dragons. No other dragon.
You would be somewhat ill at ease to bring out a symbol of Bahamut here, but that's it. You can see he's sobered quite a bit, and yet this is quite a, he was quite manic gnome, but you've kind of sobered him with the subject.
Yeah. I mean, we saw someone that got executed for their beliefs, so I don't think it's quite
I am openly a follower of Ayun, and no one is yet to castigate me. In fact, wasn't there a Murad Knight recently in one of the cities?
I don't know where their line is, and I don't want to cross it because
I think the line is don't fuck with them, my dear. Don't fuck with them and keep your business to yourself. Don't be an activist in a state that values their order. Anyway, let's talk more on this hunt. And so you guys carry on from there, but we're going to do the rest of that next week.
Don't wanna cross it, she says. Don't wanna cross it, she says.
Yeah, shouts
The
out.
one who ended up
in
in
the-
a fucking oubliette and would have been executed if she wasn't friends with Glory. Says she knows there's a line and doesn't want to cross it.
Well,
Glory, you're an idiot.
Yeah. In the middle of a formal ceremony. Yeah.
Oh my god. Love it.
So,
Love it.
Glory, now that we've collected some data, you get to the front table, and you are sat, of course, next to Excellence, because that's juicy. Hope is sat on your other side.
Also, she would have
And-
ended, Glory, you're an idiot, I love you, and then she would have gone back. That was, I didn't say the entire thing.
And I
That's what
keep
she-
telling you, they are so amusing, the Tabaxi, because they will say whatever comes to mind despite knowing what's better for them.
Well, indeed, I can see why you have her around. I mean, it stops things being so rigid and boring, doesn't it? Grandfather thought it was hilarious. It was just, yeah. And when Hope ended up channeling the power, I honestly didn't think that Auntie would allow it, but apparently she did. But yes, that was the talk of the court that day. That some outsider had been thrown into the oubliette. So, anyway, enough of shop and that. But I do want to know what do you think of these compatriots of yours? I had a mercenary captain that I favoured for a while, and I have a few of my assassins that I'm quite fond of. Then I've got, of course, lovers and courtesans and other people who do for me. But I don't know. You just seem to. I know these seem to be a little more than assets to you, Glory. I mean, are they really that close to you? Don't worry, I'm not going to use it. Well, not in that way.
Well, what can I say? After a while, I wanted some who could travel with me for longer than, days. It's been comforting having a few jobs with these guys and then just keeping it. It was never really a planned thing, and I must admit they've been most successful in their own endeavors, which,
Yeah.
well,
What's up with that? I mean, they don't seem to try much. I mean, you seem to have earned everything that you've done. I mean, you work tirelessly every night to match myself, I'm sure. You can see that there's bags under his eyes. And even you now, because you're quite close, you're getting that whiff of brimstone that
Ooh,
Farewell got right at the beginning.
thanks so much for the follow.
Hello, Velvet. And I don't know, it seems that power just seems to gravitate towards them.
yes, it's quite intriguing.
I mean, you're not doing that, are you?
Why me? Getting more powerful? I have no idea what you're
Well,
talking
no,
about.
I know you're getting more powerful. No, are you making them more powerful?
No.
I mean, you're not going to be doing them any favors if that's.
Oh
what you-
no. Oh no.
No pacts, no behind the
No.
scenes. No, okay.
I don't need to. That's the better part. Because they're very loyal regardless.
How did you find them? I mean, it seems like you just happened upon them. That type of thing doesn't happen, Glory. Most people out there are, well, pardon me, but plebs.
Well, yes, of course they are.
And you
But
seem
not
to have
these
just managed to
ones.
find a diamond in the rough 4 times, if you include the canal boy.
Yes. Connections.
Never mind,
my
Glory.
dear.
You should be called Prospector. Or Prospect, maybe.
Would have worked. But yes, I do like these ones. They have promise and they show me why it's worth sticking around every day. And they do keep me entertained. It is so hard to find entertainment in Ostergold. I mean, if I hadn't run into Eclipse and Cora, I would have left the city by now. It's the politics are so boring. They're like they don't do anything. There's no murder or assassinations or even duels. The closest we got was when Aiden managed to piss off a guard captain and then beat him in like one hit.
Well, still impressive, nonetheless.
Uh,
Oh, very
yeah,
well. I
I suppose that's why we travel so much.
mean,
Finding
obviously, I've
new
studied them.
dangers.
You know the game. I've studied them. I've studied what they can do.
Hmm.
I must admit, the one I find most fascinating is the halfling. I mean, the tabaxi is she's a timer, doesn't she? Yes, she
Mhm.
can move, she can stab, she can cast spells and things like that. She has an obsession, tabaxi with an obsession, Kelsa Prius. And well, yes, our Father Barebones has certainly spiced things up for me. His divine influence means that some of my usual MOs are completely obsolete now. You keep very cheeky of you, keeping your own pasta around you at all times.
Yes.
But yes, I'm. You have connections with an ancient being there through the halfling, through the night.
Oh yes, we've been promised a walk through the summer court's main gardens. It's gonna be
Jealous.
so interesting to visit.
Do you think that somehow you can get him on side for the artifact for the
Yes.
artifact?
Why, I do believe I might just do that.
Well, damn it! Look at me. I'm talking shop again. I ask about your friends, and then I end up going back onto this. Single-minded. Well, it was always thus.
Well, it gets the job done eventually.
Eventually, that's the rival speaking. Anyway, Hope, pull your tongue out of your head, girl. And Hope turns around and says, "No, I just miss this. That's all." She sits back and she says, "I miss hearing you two squabble." She puts her hand on Glory's hand and says, "Things are changing around here.
They are, aren't they?
The game used to be flowing, ambitious. It's really serious now. We're spending too much time on the other dragon flights. And Grandfather is always distracted now. Ideal too. It just,
That's
I
dangerous.
don't know what project they've got on, but I don't like it. I liked it when Grandfather was more frivolous.
I miss
know?
when he would play with us in the garden.
Yeah. I mean, okay, and in the same day he'd behead somebody with his bare hands, but that was it. It was all passion, it was all. Now he's too morose. I mean, him speaking to Curiosity there before he named him. That's the most playful I've seen him in months. I mean,
Which isn't a good sign either.
He plays playful, but I don't know, I'm worried. I'm really hoping that this doesn't change what Atelsran is. It's so connected to him that we could end up turning into a war machine tomorrow if he so wishes it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We can't let the game change, not until we're the one changing it, right?
There's a sudden smile that's shared between Hope, Glory, and Excellence simultaneously, and you can hear to the right of you, "Oh, indeed, indeed."
Traumatize children, throw off their oppressors. Yay!
Here we go. This is going to be interesting. You can see on the head table, Ideal and Frania are talking to each other almost arm in arm. It's almost as if they're like an old couple or, old lovers, maybe. And you can see that there's conspiratorial whispers as somebody walks up to the head table. It's the mage that you saw before with bright red robes that are layered on top of each other to look like dragon scales. I do apologize. Eclipse goes, look at that. No fucking class at all. Who the hell
Excellence. Eclipse did not say that.
No, not Eclipse, sorry. Excellent. Excellent says, look at that. No fucking class at all. Who the hell wears a robe that looks like dragon scales?
Tasteless.
Mighty Frania. This is an auspicious occasion, and I thank you for allowing me, a humble ambassador, to be amongst you today. Frania pauses, the smile still on his face, but kind of frozen from something that Ideal just said. Looks up and goes, you are, of course, quite welcome, Ambassador. Do you come to me with any particular news or passing greeting? A petition, perhaps? Oh, nothing such as that, great dragon. More just to say that it is so wonderful to see this family growing and blossoming. A multitude, one might say. Why, look at this room. It's like shooting a fish in a barrel. At that point, Frania's face just completely impassive. Hope goes, oh shit. He had that same exact look when Thank you, Ambassador. Indeed, my people, my favored, grow into, as you say, multitude. But you will find that they are not just quantity, but quality. Each one in here passes my own personal standard. A standard that has been raised again and again in many places. Oh, of course, mighty dragon. Your standard has been seen in many places at present. One would say that you're full to the gills here in Atosran, and your greatness needs to spill out amongst us all. Maybe we shall see more of your kind traveling. Little curiosity, for example, destined to travel, destined to go out into the world. Spread your greatness. How wonderful. What an opportunity.
The food was poisoned. Ha, maybe.
Yes. The opportunities for him will be countless, I assure you, Magister. Mighty Frania. The mage bows low and steps back down from the raised section where the head table is. And you can see muscle bulging in Ideal's jaw, not Frania's. Frania sits back, lowers his shoulders, and has a completely impassive face, like a statue, looking over all the people in attendance. Excellence goes, oh, fuck, they just declared war.
Well.
Yes, they did. Well, looks like we're gonna have something to do.
Humans' fucking teeth. We're gonna be called back.
all of us. God damn it.
Skirmishes and things. Of course, that's going to be your mother for sure, and your uncle. But if this goes to a full-blown dragon war, it's going to be. We don't need this right now.
No, this such bad timing for this.
We need to at least delay it. What do you think? Assassination?
Too obvious.
I volunteer as 2 minutes.
But I suppose it might work if we targeted the correct individuals. What do you say, Hope? Some of your magic?
Hope is currently gripping her pendant of the Dragon Queen and saying, "Oh, believe me, I'm trying to hold it back right now." And you can see that there's an energy shimmer around her hand. It's strange. It's almost like she heard it herself.
She most certainly did.
The red is one of our hands. How does that work?
Okay. Maybe either kidnap, assassination. Kidnap would be good. Say that you're kidnap the right person. Say that we're in peace talks with them. They can't start a war if we're in the middle of peace talks, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
That would break the convocation.
Yeah.
Of course.
Last
That's
thing we
our
want is to break that.
option.
Okay.
We can use the laws against them.
I mean, once we've got them, we can pretty much get them to say whatever we want, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if your mother gets involved with this, it's going to be a bloodbath from day one. We need more subtlety.
Oh, I don't think we need to get her involved for it to be a bloodbath. Look at her face.
Yeah, and you can see that having witnessed this entire ordeal, you can see that the blade that is up against the wall, the only person who is allowed to bring a blade into this room, or a blade of that size at least, you can see that her blade is fucking vibrating up against the wall. Everyone's not paying attention to it. They're deliberately ignoring it. And you can watch as Furiosity is just watching this motherfucker going back to his chair.
Well, I assume if the blade is vibrating, Mr. Pharaoh, Father Baboons, is glaring at the sword.
Yeah, it will actually. That's a good point. I'll put down. I mean, I know he's going to watch this, but
Father Farewell is currently glaring at a sword.
Yeah.
I've got re-mentioned the sword. Farewell. Sorry, the antihistamines haven't been doing that much. So Furiosity is just watching. Revenant seems to not be making that.
Go on. Simon.
Anyway, you get the sensation, Glory, that everybody there is now focused on this one thing, and you also have a feeling that some of them may be talking to each other, maybe through the message spell or telepathically in some other way, because Freynia is just almost like he's like a fucking security camera. He's just looking from left to right, occasionally smiling, but it's a very wooden smile. Okay, Glory. What's the play?
We're gonna have to do this without them getting involved, because either if my mother or uncle gets involved, we'll be screwed.
Do you think your people can help?
Probably. They owe me a few favors by now.
Good.
Yeah, we're just gonna do it because we like you, not because.
Yeah, but they don't need to know that.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Panic.
Exactly, Kate. Now that is the time to use that emote.
I can obfuscate, get past wards, things like that. we won't be able to do it in Atol's around. We'll have to do it in transit when this arsehole gets back. Means going into Red Dragonflight's territory, wherever he is. I'm sure we'll be able to find out where he's from. I'm pretty sure that the guards are currently checking on who he is and where he's from.
He
I
must
guess
take a step out of the city after that declaration. We all know it. It's just a matter of time.
Hope, do you think you can dominate him? Hope's they're saying. Hope gives this kind of maniacal grin and says, "Oh yeah, I can bend his head. Don't worry about that. I'll go in with Glory and her people. As long as they can get me to him, I can get him. It'll take all of my power to bind him. I'm going to have to bind up all of his power. All the magic, all the wards and things." Excellence goes, "No, I'll deal with most of that. You just have to deal with his head." Okay. What are we thinking? Is that guy actually human? Or is he a red dragon himself?
Depends. Is he a sacrificial offering just to send a message that they don't care? If he's a dragon, then they might actually care to get him back.
I'm starting to double guess those fucking robes now. Maybe he's wearing something so garish to tell us that he is a dragon.
To prove a point. Not that it will matter.
You're willing to kidnap a dragon?
Oh, darling. I'm always
So am
up
I.
for something dangerous.
So am I.
Are we kidnapping a dragon?
Yes.
We
Apparently
did
we
not
are.
sign up for this.
Hey, you didn't sign up for any of that.
It's just like, what the fuck? Yeah.
It's called Dungeons and Dragons, bitches. Let's do this.
Yeah. It's time for some dragons in this Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn straight.
Oh, fire dragon. Great. Oh,
And
that
if you
press
fail,
back.
don't worry. All you're going to do is start a war between the black and red dragonflights.
Well, it's fine. They can fight it out between each other and kill each other. That's great. I don't care.
I thought they just said he'd already started the war, so
Yeah, they can just fight it out. I'm fine with this. I'm fine.
Eclipse wants them all to die, so it's
Yes.
fine.
Yes. Glory's
Less
trying
child
to
abuse,
stop a war
please.
right now. So yes, a war technically has just started, but hasn't been officially started yet. You know, they haven't, done all the paperwork and shit. And
You need
Glory-
the paperwork to start a war. Haven't you realized this? Did none of you learn this in school?
No. I didn't realize how to start a war. I mean, I've never had to, so it just wasn't taught
Oh,
in
string is lagging
the
a bit, by the
streets
way.
of. Is it?
Or is it
If
just
I
me?
open too many tabs
Might
of
be you.
stuff, I've probably opened too many tabs of things. Let's close a few.
No.
We don't
Check if we're
need-
dropping any frames.
Doesn't
yeah,
look like we're
always.
on my end, so
Okay, it might just be me then.
yeah.
I can close
so,
that. Close that.
so yeah, Glory, you've been entered into a little bit of politics. You
Yeah.
can see that Revenant is completely out of this. He's sat next to Curiosity at the head table. Of course, Curiosity gets to sit at the top with the dragon, and is currently regaling him with war stories and all sorts of stuff. So Revenant actually missed most of this exchange, thinking it's just waffle. And yeah,
One most interesting in war missed the war declaration. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good
His-
for us.
I like the irony when I wrote it. Yeah, he's seemingly blissfully unaware at the moment, but you have a feeling that Mother will be speaking to him presently about the exchange. Curiosity, again, blissfully unaware. He's just aware that everything is here for him. If you'd paid attention, you knew that even Curiosity would have understood what just happened there. The talk of standards, the talk of fish in a barrel, all of that stuff, all threats. And you know that it's going to kick off soon. Thankfully, a single decisive action will hopefully get you through it. So we'll leave that with you. It's 10:30 now, and I've kind of got up to that part already.
Yeah, I think it's time to cut
I'm-
off for this
I'm
week.
going to cut it there, actually. So we're gonna stop early, largely for Nick, because some of the conversations that are going to be had, even the conversations for Cora and Clips, I want Nick to be present so that he can chip in as and when. So we're going to leave it there. I think that's a pretty good hook.
It's not that
The next
early, to be
encounter-
honest. So
It's not that early,
fine.
no.
No.
And it's a pretty good hook to start on. Sometime soon, you guys are going to kidnap a dragon, or
Apparently.
someone who acts as it.
Murdered.
So, a big thank you to everybody for watching today, and we will be back with our regular stuff next week. I'm intending to carry on with more pirates. The one thing that hasn't been hit by any of this, thankfully. So we'll be doing more pirates. So we will be getting to Port Farouk and watching as our incredibly prepared people who have been planning all week have their perfect infiltration plan for Port Farouk.
Excuse you, our plan was flawless.
Actually, you're
And it
doing
went
really
to
well.
shit within the first 5 minutes.
You're doing really well, yeah. On Tuesday, we will have the return of our current Star Wars arc as well, as we finish off JT's personal arc. And
Also,
we'll
may
be back around again.
I just point out, how come it is every time Nick's not here that we do something incredibly stupid, or at least one of us does?
I don't think it's us. I think it's Simon. Blame Simon every time. Like he just set
Like,
up a war.
Nick's not here. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like
punishment for not being in a game. Something crazy's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
well, you get to
leave
have
for
that
one
satisfying
session
feeling
and
now
now
where
we
Nick
are
says,
in
"How
a
did it go?"
war.
And they said, "Started a war with the Red Dragons." It's fine.
Fine.
Well, the Red Dragon started a war with the Black Dragons, which I don't actually think is that a bad idea. We can just let them fight it out. And
They have wars all the time. It's not like they actually
a big
kill
war.
each other.
Well, they have skirmishes all the time because Skara is in a state of very polite, very ordered jihad. Yeah,
Yes.
between the Bahamut followers and the Tiamat followers. Then within that, there's dragon egos where they will end up fighting. Chromatics will fight chromatics, metallics will fight metallics, and again, there's rules for that. There's rules for different insult battles, ones for battles to prove a point. There's battles for all sorts of stuff, and all the rules are set by the convocation. If it breaks to a point where there has to be a proper war between two states, then that they will have the full-on war, not just these little skirmishes that they've had so far. And if it ends up being that it's not just Atolzaran, which is one Black Dragon Flight district, and this district, which you'll know more of next week. If it ends up being all the black against all the red, that's going to be a lot of people are going to die, and most of the people who aren't going to die will be dragons.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why Glory wants to avoid this war, because a lot of people in Atolzaran
Will die.
Zeranians?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. A lot of Zeranians will die as a result of this, and Frania will be fine. You know,
Of course he will.
they won't kill him.
big dragon battle claws, one of them.
Oh no. The dragons will only turn up at the most important battles. For the most part, it will be a show of force, and the people who end up paying are, well, the people who are closer to them, like the Tezcatlipoca.
Boo fucking who?
Well,
Boy, I'm trying to save my little brother here. Help me.
Fine, I'll do it for my name twin. But
Simon, are we able to find out what happened to Eclipse, or is it a secret that's going to be revealed at some point later?
What do you think, Snipe? I think we can tell them because otherwise it's never going to turn up. Eclipse is immune to the poisoning of alcohol for 19 days.
I can outdrink you all.
Excellent.
I was really disappointed because you rolled so close to getting Steve again.
Oh no! I wanted the unicorn.
When he rolled, I was like, 50 something. Oh God, is that Steve? Is Steve going to turn up? I wanted Steve to turn up.
Don't worry. Snipe's always wanting to use wild magic, so it's only the fact that it's limited to once per session. If you change that, it will happen more often because
but also our sessions would be pure chaos.
I mean, they would, yes. I mean, I've got 54,000 points. I don't know how to use them all because I'm not able to watch most of the other streams at the moment, so I need to find a way.
Just buy yourself the Discord roll.
Yeah, that's at 50. Yeah. Just buy yourself this Discord roll.
I don't need a Discord roll to say I'm a chaos demon or whatever it is. I don't.
Bragging rights.
I'm already a chaos
collectible. What about your collection?
Oh no, I'm not good at collections. They just gather dust. It's not good.
So yeah, it was actually 47 to 48 would have got you Steve. But no, you got what was it, 53 or 54, which is immune to being intoxicated by alcohol for the next 5d6 days.
I mean, that's
Which one is the
good.
fireball centered on yourself thing?
Fireball, you cast fireball as a third level spell centered on yourself. That's 7 or 8.
Right, if we get that,
no
guys,
faking it,
we're all screwed.
Yeah.
It's 1 or 2 that you don't want to have, which is roll on this table at the start of each of your turns for the next minute.
Yes.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, say that again. Roll on your turn.
Roll on this table at the start of each of your turns for the next minute, ignoring this result on subsequent rolls. So basically what it means is you roll wild magic 10
is
times.
Just happening 10 times. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you turn into a pot of petunias, and then you turn into a sheep, and then you
just do
cast
it.
fireball, set it on yourself. And
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, there's
this one is flumps as well. Which one is flumps?
there's flumps. There's a bunch of others. An eye appears on your forehead for the next minute. You're transported to the astral plane.
All.
That'd be great.
All sorts of stuff. There's some good shit in there. So yeah. First time that ever went off in any of the games that I ran in 5th edition. The person who set it off killed a dog. Nearly killed a dog and an old lady because they went into the park to practice the magic. And I said, yeah, there's only a few people about. And I was like, who's about? I was like, an old woman, a dog, and
Soriel.
I'll throw in an Easter
was
egg.
there.
Yeah, Soriel. I was like, I'll throw in an Easter egg. Soriel's going to be there because Soriel's in the city at the moment. And yeah, she ended up having a nova effect that hit everything around her. It was like a big electricity effect. She nearly killed the dog and the old woman, and Soriel who thankfully was like level 11 anyway. He was going around with healing potions and kind of old lady first, and it was his dog as well. So he was like, "You nearly killed my dog. What the fuck are you playing at?" So I love wild magic. Wild magic is pretty cool. I will actually keep that dwarf thing. Actually, Snipe, I love the idea of it. I don't know if you just pulled that out of your ass when we were thinking about it, but that's some good idea. I like the idea of the smuggling cabbage. But there is actually a set of one shots that I can do with this lot and anybody else who's kind of involved as well.
Maybe without
twists
me,
on
Felicia, who is in everything.
Well, the project sidekick is not going to involve you.
No,
thank you.
Thank you.
There's going to be some others as well, so don't worry about that.
Thank you. I may have signed up for too much because I'm gonna try raiding 2 days a week too, coming Shadowlands.
Oh, I see. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I need
Well,
to. I need
Star
to
Wars
save
has got
both
a
my
time limit on it,
attentions.
and so has the Monday night game. But after the Monday night game, as I say, I've got other things coming. I want the new computer, though. When I get the new computer, that will
Yes,
be it.
we will build a new computer. Oh my god! I didn't
Yeah, so when my bonus comes up, I'm building a new computer, and it's going to be spec'd so that I can use it for
Yes.
streaming and doing more things with you guys. So as much as I love this little crap top, it's done.
It's a
It's
crap
done its
top.
job. It's it's soldiered on. Yeah, I want to be able to do edit videos better and be able to run the stream myself sometimes as well. So yeah.
Yeah, there are certain things you can only do if you're behind that control screen.
Yeah,
so
now
to
we're
say.
dropping frames, I think, in the stream, by the way.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap.
I can't do anything about it. I'm not sure why